winter with Remedy Staffing. With the heat blazing, it's time to break out the cold water, fruits, and veggies. Put away the large hot meals for lunch, and grab some shade in a nice cool area during breaks at work. If you're new to the job, pace yourself. This goes for at home as well. Long days at the beach, kids' sporting events, doing work around the house. Keep the water flowing for you and your family. And remember, don't wait until you're thirsty. Drink plenty, early, and often. These are just a few simple tips for staying cool and hydrated from Remedy Staffing.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors. I'm Taylor Dahl for 1010XL. Green Bay able to come back and take a victory against the Lions 23-22 with a little help from yet again another bad call by officials. Aaron Rodgers, being Rodgers though, after several drop passes by receivers, managed to still throw for 283 yards and 2 touchdowns. Packers move on to 5-1 in the tight race NFC North. And the Washington Nationals really putting a beating on the Cardinals so far. An 8-1 victory last night puts them just a game away from clinching the NLCS and heading to the World Series. The Nats have outscored the Cardinals 13-2 in 3 games. Possible game clinching Game 4 is tonight at 8:05. And don't forget to visit 1010XL.com to enter the Ernie Palmer Toyota 1010XL Weekly Pick'em Contest, where you have the chance to win a 2019 Crewmax Toyota Tundra. 73 degrees at 7:03. Time and temp are brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together as Dan Hicken enters the studio.
You know it! You know it, baby! Yeah! Woo! Woo! Let's go. All right. Hello, Jacksonville. Hello, America. Today is the day. Rock the vote. Are you registered? Can you vote?
We're going to win so big.
We kid because we love, because we care, because we can. Tough night in sports. Woohoo! I can fix NFL officiating. Ladies and gentlemen, very
Firing
easy.
squad?
No, I mean, any industry.
No, I like firing squad.
I don't want to shoot anyone. But in any industry, what can make it better?
Competition.
More money, 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 money. The NFL is a multi-billion-dollar industry, okay? They're all rich. They're all getting paid. Are NFL officials full-time?
I don't think they are. It's always taught. Well, then they had this movement to maybe make them full time. Are they?
I'm asking you.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think all
Tater,
of them are
do you
yet.
know?
I have no idea.
You
I
have
don't
no
think they
idea.
all are yet.
Beef, do you know?
I believe there are some, but not the majority.
All of them, yeah.
I don't think paying these idiots anymore is going to make them better.
In 2018, they had 24 full-time officials of the current 121-person roster.
But a couple years ago, the cheap so-and-sos who run the National Football League and want every penny for themselves.
I'm sorry, they're all part-time this season. They got rid of that.
They got rid of it. They got rid of it because they were in negotiations with those refs, and they said, we'll show you. We'll show you. And there are lots of ways to fix this. Pay officials, make being an NFL official a full-time job. Let people grow up wanting to be officials. Get the best of the best, and the results will follow. Is it ever going to be perfect? Of course not. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. But if you pay them, you make it full-time, and you get better people doing it, that's step one. Step two is don't be so pompous. I don't need to Clete Blakeman, your post-game report was poor. I'm referring to the Monday night game. Most of you know by now, but if you don't, the Lions got the royal screw job last night. Should have won the game, quite honestly. The Pack were given the game at Lambeau. And to Aaron Rodgers' credit, he made some great plays down the stretch, but he got a whole lot of help. A whole lot of help. And with calls that directly changed the outcome of the game, specifically referring to 2 hands-to-the-face penalties that were not hands to the face, not hands to the neck, hands to the chest plate. Mm-hmm. And when Clete Blakeman goes to ask the referee, why did you throw that? You have a little bit of time, and then you see the reaction of the crowd. Why not just go, there is no penalty. We've seen this a million times, correct? There is no penalty for hands to the face. It's 4th down. Mm-hmm. You just saw it on the big board. You know he's wrong. There is no penalty for hands to the face. It's 4th down.
That's not done enough. What they ought to do is not even make a thing
now,
of
don't
it.
drive us crazy, Jeff, when they congregate.
But here's the deal, though.
Yeah.
What they should do is quiet on the down low. Mm-hmm. Now, don't tell anyone, the fans or the teams.
Be wired to New York.
Or put it up on the screen while they're congregating, and if you see that you obviously missed it, pick it up and wave it off.
Yeah, pick it up and wave it off.
But I don't – some of the solutions, I don't personally – I don't know what being – full-time with how that would make them any better.
You work at your craft.
How do you work at being official, Dan? You see, you know the
study,
rules.
you talk.
What are you studying?
They don't know the rules, Jeff.
Sure they do.
They don't know the rules.
They know every rule.
They don't know the rules.
Yes, they do.
You work at your craft.
Well, how do you work at making a judgment call?
You look, you practice. You practice.
I mean, these guys have reffed 1,000 games. They're not getting any better.
No, they haven't.
Yes, they have. Most
Make it a full-time
officials,
job.
I just don't see how that would
You'd
help.
rather just sit here and be and moan about the refs for the last decade, and you've offered not one solution.
Yes, I have.
Not one, except shoot them. That's your solution.
I don't want to shoot.
He wants to shoot the refs, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
Dan, listen.
Only a few of them.
I have a well-thought-out plan here, and I got this jackass over here going,
You're a cliche.
Shoot him! Shoot him dead!
Come on.
Listen, modern problems require modern solutions.
Innovative response.
Shoot him dead!
I mean, they've been talking about that for 20 years. Coming here passing this off as if you went to the mountaintop.
Shoot him dead! That's what he's come up with. Yeah!
Get a new one.
I got Blakeman. Let's get another.
I mean, you think in the middle of March they should be running
Go
around
ahead,
on
Jeff.
fields, blowing the whistle?
There he goes. Hockley's down. Get him in the arm, Jeff.
You're shooting people. That's who you should. You're
That's
well
Hockley's
aware.
kid. Woo!
Wow. Man, talk about using an excuse to open a door. I just think that you need new officials that know what the hell they're doing. You want to make them full-time, that's fine. But, these guys have been officiating forever. I almost now, be honest with you, the officials are paralyzed by the idiot league they work for, who have sullied the thing up so bad, it's paralysis by analysis for these guys. But let me tell you what we didn't need after last season. We didn't need a year where there were 18% more penalties, and that's the pace we're on. They've called 18% more. How's that possible?
The 1010XL text line built by Lifetime Enclosures. You've now started a riot. I'm okay with the shooting. Meanwhile, our friend Clayton, don't shoot us, please. He's a referee.
Oh, he's the first one.
Yeah. Tinkle is down. Got him in the kneecap.
We're not shooting.
We shouldn't kid about
We're
it.
not shooting to injure.
No. We're just joking.
Just to scare. Let's put a little fright in them. Dance, Oculi, dance.
Stop.
I think this is a fair idea.
What?
Says should send the NFL refs to work some Pop Warner games, make those trash calls 15 feet away from the parents, see how that goes.
I got hands to the face on the little guy here, 22. You're crazy!
The MLB umpires are full-time. They're doing well with that.
You know who had maybe had a worse night than their officials?
St. Louis?
No? Maybe LeBron James.
Oh, yeah.
Oof.
Even worse.
Wow. It's pretty
I get a kick.
I guess the best word to come to mind for that is hypocrisy. Is that fair?
I guess. I don't know why any NBA player thinks that we care about what they think about China.
It's not so much that.
He sounded idiotic, but I don't want to get into it because I don't think half the audience even is following or understands just how out of place LeBron was and what he was. He was just speaking in cliche, trying to sound
so
smart.
you're going opposite of you'd rather them not speak than the players.
Well, my point is,
you'd rather the players not speak then because
everybody's things
gonna but not speak about China.
I thought the irony of LeBron was he was being exactly what he was accusing the Rockets owner of being. Uninformed, unaware of the thing. Bottom line is, just to synopsize this, right?
Yeah.
Daryl Morey, the GM of the Rockets, tweeted out something in support of the province of Hong Kong, which is
fighting for human rights.
For human rights.
Yes.
And now LeBron says that was in LeBron yesterday to get up to try and sound a lot more intelligent than he is. Said that Daryl Morey was wrong to speak up for people who are being violated, which is completely contrary to the message the NBA has been sending about ours and other cultures for the last year and a half. So, yeah, I don't think it was a good look, but I don't think it's registering with sports fan.
Oh, Twitter was ablaze last night, Beef, right? When you saw it?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so I guess sports fan can ignore it, and the NBA players could have ignored it. I think LeBron was angry that, and I understand this to a point, LeBron was angry that the commissioner and the NBA, the association, the players went over to China. They were over in China last week, and they're getting asked all the questions. Why hasn't Adam Silver come up and spoke out about it before we have to come up and speak out about it? But then he added, well, we should have waited a week till we were out of there, basically is what he was saying. And it kind of comes off as LeBron's like, look, don't mess with us and our finances. That's what it kind of comes off as. I got a big movie coming out, and I got 1.4 or whatever it is billion people in China who are going to pay to see it and keep me even more rich than I am.
I think hypocritical is a fair word. I just don't. This was not prodding me. This story.
Yeah.
I mean, they flared up. They spoke. Daryl Morey of the Rockets dared tilt at the billions of dollars of cash that the league gets from China.
Yeah.
The league then, raging with hypocrisy, stood down on any support for a group of people that is being marginalized, minimized, and in some cases, violently subjected, and then pretend like it's anything other than money. What are we doing?
Well, we'll talk about it a little bit later today, whether or not it grabs you or not. We'll get into that a little bit. Also,
some people dug up an old tweet of LeBron's from this time last year.
Yes.
Where he tweeted out a quote from Martin Luther King.
Yes.
Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter.
Well, sure.
Unless I've got a multi-million-dollar contract.
Well, I think it doesn't matter to him, but maybe it should, especially when you encourage what the NBA has done is encourage its players to speak out, and that's okay. That's freedom. That's beautiful. That's I'm all for that. But he's spoken out about things in our government, obviously, called President Trump a bum and those types of things. I got no problem with that. If that's what you want to say, that's what you want to say. But then all of a sudden we're going to go silent on this because we're making a boatload of money from those guys and it doesn't really affect us because we don't live there anyway. That's what it seems like. So maybe he should have talked about that a little bit more. But we got to go to break. We got a lot more ahead.
Yeah.
Also have some thoughts. I'm going to tell you later today why don't get on board with the Nets. This is too dangerous and stop immediately. And you should not be a Welsher. Is it Welcher or Welsher?
Scholars maintain the definition has been lost for years.
I thought so too. But whatever it is, you're being it, and you should stop because
I'm not rooting for the Nats.
It's not. I was driving in. I heard you say, "Go Nats!" I'm a Welsher. I hate the Cardinals.
I was more talking about that was my Braves frustration. Well, there was a frame. Yeah, you did that. I did say that. It was. I did, but it was in the context of a bigger. It was that.
I'll let you explain that later.
I don't want to explain it.
You're gonna.
No, I'm not.
This is gonna be a rough day.
Instead, I'm going to talk about Hong Kong.
You guys, you better strap in, folks.
I'm going to be just
we
like
haven't
LeBron.
even started on the Jags.
Yeah, just like LeBron.
We haven't even started.
Completely uninformed.
Holy crap!
Being uninformed.
What a day it's going to be! Right here on the drill.
Shoot for two.
Now, Downtime with Dan on 1010XL. Brought to you by Ameris Bank. Our look is changing, but our commitment to you remains fierce. Learn more at amerisbank.com/new look.
Maybe we should have waited a week before I say this, but no. Listen, here's what's in front of the Jacksonville Jaguars now, and we all know and understand this. 2 winnable games, but the Jaguars have not played particularly well of late. Most people think they'll win these 2 games, but they better go and do it. 4-4 is fine. 3-5 is not, even with an injured quarterback, and we sometimes lose sight of the fact that Nick Foles is down and injured, and we don't have him, nor do we have one of our best defensive players as well in Jalen Ramsey. But that aside, the bottom line is the bottom line, and that's winning and a results-oriented business, and you're taking on a winless team and a team that has 1 win the next 2 weeks. The Jaguars got to get back to even up.
At Ameris Bank, we didn't become bankers so we could tell you no. We chose this profession because we knew we could make a difference.